Good evening and welcome to the Elemental Flow Show. I am JP and this is your host Holly. And today we are going to be discussing looking at life through a lens of gratitude and what that feels like. Nowadays, do you think people that look at life through that lens are ignoring real life problems?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just an optimistic way of looking at life and focusing on what is going right, because there's going to be good and bad. That's the duality of life, and it's necessary, and obviously that's where the lessons are. But I think just putting yourself in that grateful mindset helps things go right for you, because then you're looking for the right in every situation. And what do you think about do you think they're ignoring their issues?
No. I think that being in that mindset makes it so that if something does go off the rails a little bit, you have a tendency to see an alternate pivot point or a different solution to what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think it helps keep you in a positive mind flow, which is important, because the minute that you start going negative, then
you're blocked.
Yeah,
you're blocked. You don't see the things that you would have seen before if you're lowering your vibration. Sometimes I find myself when I'm feeling frustrated or I can't find something, I can just walk away for a minute and just go raise my vibration and come back, and then all of a sudden I have the answer or better idea of where to look, for it.
Go play the flute.
Yeah, the flute. It's an instant pick me up.
Yeah, it definitely gets your mind off of your problem, and it's a light thing that you're doing. You're not, doing brain surgery. It's
right.
It's very light, and it picks up your mood for sure.
Mm-hmm. If you can focus on the positive, then I think you can have more of a mindset of things are happening for you and not to you. And you can stay away from having any sort of victim mentality and just telling these stories that don't serve us anymore. I found that I could kind of not undo trauma, but in a way just rewrite my story, the story that I tell myself, not by lying to myself, but by going back in and visiting a previous memory, and you can envision doing something different than what you regret not doing. Doing the thing that you should have done back then, and visualizing yourself. Once you really put yourself back in that place and revisualize everything, and you're actually even feeling the thing that you felt in that time, then you can take the different action, and in the future, you, instead of entertaining the terrible thing that did happen, you can replay the thing you did later, in place of it, the thing that you should have done, and visualize yourself every time doing that. And it's, in a way, it's kind of lying to ourselves, but it's not, because you're sort of creating an alternate reality.
Do you think it'll rewrite?
It does for me, because instead of, even if my brain thinks of the negative thing for just a second that happened in the past, it's how long is that going to not serve me? How long is that going to just lower my vibration every time I think of it? But there's certain things that are going to remind you of it, and your brain's going to go there, right? But what if you got your brain prepared for anytime I'm reminded of this thing, I'm going to think of this instead. And you can rewrite things, and and not need to tell a sad story that is a part of your life to everyone. I had to let go of that a little bit too, because everybody's been through hard stuff, and empathy feels good sometimes, and so you just want you want people to be on your side and know your struggles and what you've been through, and I get it. If somebody's really close with you, maybe you let them in, but I had to just almost quit telling the worst parts of my story because like
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't have to be my story forever.
Everybody has a story.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you kind of avoid people that always come, they start talking about a negative topic, no matter what it is, it always seems to flow into the negative.
Right.
But I also believe that it's important for you to have people that you can tell these stories to. Mm-hmm. That's a way of healing and a way of sharing your burden, so to speak. So it's, save it for people that are in your tighter circle or your therapist or whoever it is that you tell these problems to, because it's important to have a support group as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do find that, try not to be negative. And so maybe I don't talk about things and they don't get resolved the same way they could. But, I try to be as in the present moment as I can. And just trying to like find joy in every little thing.
And it's important to monitor what you put in your body, whether it be, information, news, food, water, all these things affect your chemistry.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't do the right things, nutrition, the news, seems like, you turn on the news and everything is fear-based. Good news doesn't sell. But, you talk about the plane wreck or the war or something, and all of a sudden people want to tune in.
Right.
It seems like the only good news is sports news.
Well, I think we can change that here at the Elemental Flow Show. I think we can find positive things to talk about. We do very positive events.
Yes.
Any
events coming up soon?
Yeah. So on the 25th of July at Les Sound Temple in Fort Lauderdale, we've got an event with House in Harmony, and it's like 25 healing modalities kind of all packed into one entertaining event, and it starts off with cacao ceremony, and then it moves into like a vocal activation, and then a little bit of sort of some free form movement. More of the stuff that the event includes is like a shamanic drum circle, and then it's going to end with some sound healing. There's tuning forks, just a whole bunch of like healing modalities all mixed into one, but it's very interactive. And Epiphany, she is an amazing vocalist, singer. She leads yoga. She's a Reiki master, just like JP here is a Reiki master also. And then Michael, he's another one of our business partners for House and Harmony, and he leads like Sanskrit mantras. I think whenever people sing mantras together, there are these just sounds. And when everybody makes this certain sound at the same time, then it becomes one sound. And that sound then becomes a vibration. A very common one would be like, Om. I don't know if you've ever been you have obviously, but I'm not sure if you guys have ever been in a room where a large amount of people were doing an Om, a very long intentional Om at the exact same time. But it's a very cool thing that happens.
It's a frequency.
Yeah, it starts off as a sound, but then when everybody like times it together, then you vibrate. Yeah. And different sounds, they vibrate like different areas in the body. There's these mantras called the Bija mantras, and it goes like Lam for your root chakra, and then the sacral Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om, and Aum. And these are very like long, like Aum. And you start at the lower chakras, work your way up. And it's very activating. It's one of those things that you feel different after you do it, and it just takes a couple minutes. And It's very fascinating stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
it kind of mixes like sound healing with vibrational therapy, like humming. It's been proving that just humming activates the vagus nerve, which can, regulate the central nervous system. So I find all of these healing modalities very, very interesting. And then, oh gosh, and then we have another really cool party a week later back at La Sound Temple. And this one is going to be a costume, a spirit animal costume party. So we're going to have DJ Johnny Rich. He's coming to play some like shamanic meets EDM meets, maybe a little bit of a club,
Tribal.
Right, club and a tribal vibe all mixed together. But it'll be very high vibrational music, and yeah, there's a lot of events that night too. And the most fun part is everybody's going to be dressed as their spirit animal. Do you know what you're going to be?
I have not given it that much thought yet.
No.
I'm working on it though.
I got a spirit animal tarot deck that we're supposed to be using for the one of the meditations, and you drew the raccoon.
No, that wasn't mine. That was Michael's.
That was Michael's. Michael's the raccoon.
Yeah.
What were you?
What was I?
Oh,
the horse.
The horse. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was the bear.
I don't know what to do with that.
Horse. You're a stallion. I don't know. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see if I feel drawn to another animal. I was kind of hoping I get the bear. I don't know how to accessorize the bear, but I'll make it work.
That's a faux fur.
Yeah, yeah. But that's going to be a wild night. Some vocal activation, making animal noises, and he's usually like he'll hand out some shamanic drums, and he'll kind of lead on the djembes and get everybody like drumming with him on the dance floor. And so, yeah, these are events in Fort Lauderdale, and you can check our website elementalflowshow.com for those events. What else do we have coming up? There's just a couple sound baths.
Yeah, well, that's every full moon on the beach, depending on the weather. And we have a couple of private events too coming up.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, tell me more about the beach one.
The beach one, well, that's pretty standard. Every full moon, either the day before, day of, or after, we gather at Hollywood Beach off of Virginia Street. And last one was amazing. The water was really calm. There was no clouds, and it just looked like a big spotlight coming up over the ocean. It was hot, humid, but it was, I don't know, for some reason I really enjoyed being out there that night.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That was like my vocal coach came, and I was singing a new song that I've never performed, in front of an audience before, and it went okay. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you sing. Whenever you get in front of an audience, sometimes like there's a little bit of nerves there, and so your throat will tighten up, and you can hear it. It just doesn't allow the sound to do what the sound's been trained to do whenever you get nervous.
Start to squeak.
Right. Yeah. So I felt like I did pretty good. I sing in like 7 different languages.
It was great. It was very good.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. My vocal coach just happened to be there, and she's never been to one on Hollywood Beach before. She came to the floating one that I do here in Sunrise. Mayan, come on, buddy. Why? Come on. Oh, come here. The Hollywood Beach one went good. We have another one in floating one where you're in like a swimming pool, but you're not getting wet. You're just floating on a raft while musicians, play around you. All the gongs and chacapas and Native American flutes and harmonica. And he plays the bowls, and So that one is going to be August 24th. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that one. I love doing those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Everything's familiar, everything's here.
right.
It seems like the least amount of work.
Right. Least amount of stress. We could just do it on autopilot, and it's still unique every time. And yeah, and people seem to really enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it so much. I really enjoy them. Yeah. And I find just, chasing your joy in life, it's the most beneficial thing to you. It's the most beneficial thing to like the people around you, whenever you're just like letting this lead you.
Yeah. It's hard. You get caught up in everyday life and you're in your routine and doing everything on autopilot.
Right.
Because that's what day to day is. So you got to make a conscious effort to do something that's more free form and that engages your mind freely.
Yeah.
That you don't have to. You're doing it because you want to, not because you have to.
Right. Yeah. I find that we're creatures of habit.
Very much.
Yeah. We're just constantly looking for shortcuts to do things a little bit easier, but still the same things. We just repeat cycles, and it's just human nature. But I think whenever we're like truly in joy and in our best creator selves, then that's not when we're just following, patterns. That's when we stop and we're like fully present and thinking for ourselves. I think, just trusting yourself is the most important thing in life, and listening to your heart, and it won't lead you wrong. Your mind it's important. So you can work through the things that the heart leads you or tells you to stay away from. But I think that, just like trusting your own guidance system and I think that whenever you constantly are showing up for yourself, then you gain a lot of confidence, like self-confidence with that, with like trusting that you'll do the right thing or that you did the right thing. And there's not really like a lot to be sorry for or regret or whatever if you're just like chasing your joy and doing, because the things that truly bring you joy, those aren't things that are harming anyone. Those aren't things that you feel guilty about. Those, not truly. They might bring you some joy, like in the moment, but the things that like truly give you life, those things are, I think you really gotta like lead with your heart on it. And everything is not so black and white in life where you're like, it's exactly what you've been told is right and wrong, and that may not always be right and wrong. Things are not so like black and white, and I don't think that one person can really dictate how another person lives and what is wrong and right for that person. I think everyone, it's an individualized experience, and we have these moral compasses that tell us what is right for us and what is wrong for us. And we really just have to let others, make their own mistakes if that's what we view that it is. But sometimes it's just a mistake and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's someone's own path. And I think it's important to like let people live a little, guide them, but also let them live. I don't know. What are your views on it?
It depends. Showing up for yourself, showing up for other people, they all have their moments. I think you need to, if you're committed in a relationship, I think you need to proceed forward as a unit. Mm-hmm. And, back each other up any chance you get. But then there's always that, that individual perspective.
Right.
That each individual has to be content with themselves.
Right.
And that's usually where it all begins, is contentment within your own heart.
Yeah.
So you have to, you know, figure out what that is and why you have it or why you don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it, you got it. But
Right.
if you don't have it, you got to figure out
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, and that goes for any dynamic of relationship, you know. Some exciting events coming up, and you know, things that are very positive that'll raise people's vibrations maybe permanently. And you've been staying pretty busy with real estate lately.
Always, you know,
Yeah.
trying to put the work in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the type of real estate agent that's very different than me, because he's a boots on the ground kind of guy. He's the type of guy that'll show up at your house and be like, hey, you trying to sell this? And there's no sign anywhere. He'll just be like, oh, I could flip this, you know? And yeah, I'm just, that terrifies me. The whole, like, just knocking on people's door for anything. You know, you're a special kind.
Well, you know, everybody has their little areas of comfort, and you know, I usually stick to neighborhoods that I know very well, and
Yeah.
you know, certain demographic too. If you know the neighborhood, you know who kind of lives there, usually just by the car they drive.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just reading the room.
Are you enjoying real estate?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
It's funny how you can transition from one career, and how little bits and pieces of that career help you navigate a new position in life.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to try and draw on your strengths and surround yourself with people that are dependable, and that not necessarily you all have the same strengths or talents, but everybody has their own, like, special little talent that they can bring to the team. And you know, as a team, you should exploit everybody's strengths.
For sure.
Bring up
Yeah.
the weak points, but also let everybody play on their strengths.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I find that to be true. Real estate, there was a lot of things that going in on day one of being a real estate agent, I was familiar with, you know, just like PDF editing and scanning and DocuSign and things. So that made the job a lot easier for me.
Yeah, my dad was a real estate agent back in the day. In
Yeah.
the, you know, 70s.
Right, but that was before social media marketing and
Yeah. I remember him walking around with suitcases and papers and just sitting at a table with one of those little, you know, tape calculators, and it was like, wow. Now all you do is carry your little laptop and
Yeah.
you're set.
Right. Yeah. I do have a marketing assistant though. She's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name's Alexa.
Makes life easy.
Yes.
Alexa?
Yeah. Alexa.
Like Amazon.
No. Yes, like that, but no. This girl is, yeah, she's a brain. Yeah, she's very helpful, and yeah, she's just got me on, you know, streamlined where things are like auto posting, and yeah, it's just really been
It's that generation, man. They're just kind of like intuitive with the computers and the
Right.
phones. And
yeah, because I've been designing websites I designed my first website maybe like 23 years ago. God.
I still
I was
haven't
a
done that.
teenager, and yeah, and I'm very familiar on my own devices. And then my assistant comes in, she's like on my devices, and she's just like, and I don't even know what she did, and it's my device, and she like works on Apple, and I don't or won't, and yeah, she knew how to use like my PC better than I did. You know, I've learned to use my own things better just since she's been around. So yeah, very grateful to her. But yeah, you know, just real estate is one of those things that you get into it.
Yeah.
You don't think of it as being interesting, you know, you're just helping people do the paperwork for buying, selling, or renting or whatever, you know. But but yeah, you kind of get into it and talking numbers, and it's fun finding people their home, like upgrading them in life, especially if it's, someone that
And numbers, you're good with numbers.
Yeah. Good at memorizing numbers. The flute, yeah.
Yeah.
The flute got me. This is one of my Native American flutes. It's just a bamboo one, so I don't hurt your ears, but I was thinking about playing you a little note. And when you remember flute songs, then you're kind of remembering like, all the notes would be like 1 7 6 3 5 and 1 8 4 3 2, and you're remembering like 100 different
That's
numbers.
what she remembers. She has a math brain.
Right.
So,
some people just program the fingers and then they just trust their programming. And I have to do that too. For sometimes, if I'm in front of an audience, then I kind of forget the code. I'll I won't remember all the numbers. So then I have to like rely on programming. But yeah, my brain does strange things with like remembering, one song after another and exactly how long each note is played and how each note is played. So I'm going to play you just like a little short song. This is a newer song called Hey Yamayo. It's a mantra. And I learned this a couple of weeks ago. So. This is my piece, I find that you create your piece and you protect your piece, and everybody should have something that, just like an instant pick-me-up that can bring you joy.
A security blanket.
Yeah. What brings you happiness? What do you like sit and fiddle with?
Yeah. You gotta find your happy place.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays with like a jaw harp too. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna.
All right, let's see.
Tell us about what this is.
This is a jaw harp.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like bone conduction technology.
Yeah.
I believe the first jaw harps were Russian, thousands of years ago, and they're used in shamanic rituals. They emit frequencies and vibrations, like all sound is, and it definitely takes you to a different place. Repetitive patterns and certain frequencies definitely alter your consciousness.
Yeah.
And when you hear this in song circles, it definitely catches your attention and
It's odd.
you. Yeah.
It's odd. Yeah, all right, let us hear it.
All right.
Let us hear some funny noises.
Gotta be careful you don't knock a tooth out.
Right, yeah. And when I first got home, I watched a YouTube video trying
The first one.
Yeah, I was trying to just look up a YouTube tutorial to see how to play the jaw harp, because I, spent some money and got a really good one, custom ordered it from Russia. And the first video, he like puts this thing, like you put it on your teeth and you create like a gap in between your teeth for the like little metal thing to go back and forth. But you're putting it on your teeth and it's vibrating your teeth. That's what the sound is from. And I watched the first video and the guy goes like this and it comes back and knocks his front tooth, like breaks it in half.
Like three teeth?
No, it was just one. Yeah, just one. It was his front tooth. Yeah, the most important tooth, you know? Yeah. And it broke it in half. And he was like in shock. And I'm like, wow, what did I just buy? Yeah. This is a bad idea.
I didn't want to touch that thing for a few months.
Yeah. And I was scared of it at first, you know, you're just like barely doing it enough to make a sound. But I've seen it used in ceremony, and I've seen people have really crazy, like euphoric experiences on it. So I understood the power of it. The first time I ever heard the instrument, I watched it affect people in a very good way, in a very powerful way. And it did me. A couple of years later, I had my own experience with it. It's a very powerful instrument that can kind of hijack the
nervous system.
Exactly. Very cool instrument, and it's odd. I think it brings people into presence during the meditations, because during a meditation it's a little bit boring, sitting there thinking about breathe in, breathe out, and you about half fall asleep. But then when you hear your brain's like, oh, I want to look, but I'm not gonna.
It's a very interesting sound.
Right. We're gonna show you some more instruments. Hand me that rain drum. Okay, so the thunder drum. So this is called a thunder drum. I hope I don't scare mine over here. So it's okay. Everything's fine. Okay, so this is just a gourd. There's no technology here, right? So you're just like going in a circle, and it sounds like thunder. Can you hear it? Here, hold my flute. And the coolest thing, sort of, not cool for sound baths because it scares people, but I don't use it. It's not bad. But the coolest thing is if you touch this spring that's sticking out of the bottom. If you touch it, it sounds like lightning. And it's just a spring inside of like a hollowed out gourd. Yeah. Anyway, kind of a cool. I remember the first time I saw one of those. I was pretty impressed by it.
Little instrument, big noise.
Of course, the gong. Here, can you play a little bit of gong for them? And just so they can kind of, a gong, so you can kind of understand the technology of a gong. So, a gong is a very low bassy instrument. And every time you hit it, it sends out a wave, a sound wave. Then you hit it again and it sends that sound wave out. And you've just watched him, give him a good one. You've just watched him hit it a bunch of times. So there's all these simultaneous sound waves happening. And what happens, why this is such a powerful instrument, is the right and left brain hemispheres, whenever they're played such a slow, low frequency, they want to go into a slow brain wave, theta, and they want to sync up. And they can't, because there's too many sound waves for your brain to think about at one time, so they can't sync. And so after about 6 or 8 minutes, your brain gives up trying to sync, the left and right brain hemisphere. And it's like a shortcut into theta. Sometimes it takes people 20 minutes to meditate before they get in that place where you almost feel like you can't move your body, and like you feel like you're no longer sleepy anymore or about to go to sleep, and you're fully present, but you also can't feel your body at that moment. It's like it's a sweet spot for meditation, and it takes a while to get there, but but this can put you there. And then there's like, get the E note. There's this like E note, which is just rubber being drug on it.
It's a friction mallet.
Friction mallet. Well, yeah, friction mallet
Right.
there. So this kind of plays like whale noises. It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get really into that. I love that as much as I love the gong. The gong, I like it if I can lay back and relax it and enjoy.
Like this is how I dealt with my insomnia because of my career, so many years getting woken up and expecting to wake up. It messes with your head, and I'm not one to take medicine or medications to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to a sound bath, and that night I slept really well. I had no trouble falling asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and slept more than I usually do. And I went back again. I go, I got to figure this out. So I went back again, and sure enough, it helped me fall asleep that night.
So you got your own gong.
Yes. And it's one of those natural healing modalities that really goes a long way, especially if you want to do it as natural as possible. You're activating your own body's chemistry and systems to achieve what otherwise you would have to take a medication that, the list of side effects is about a paragraph long.
Yeah.
You don't need it. You just got to, figure out things in nature and natural ways to do things.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Well, once we got the toys out, this went pretty fast.
Yes.
This show was over before you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made it fun though. So maybe next time we'll get up and, maybe move around a little bit. I'll teach you some boxing and you can teach me some capoeira. And, maybe like the audience can kind of follow along on our next episode and be a little more physical and interactive. This time was fun. I'm so happy that we got the instruments out. Well, thank you for yet another, great episode. We're wrapping this is episode number 5 for us. So yeah, thanks for sticking with us, and we're gonna, keep the conversation light, keep it flowing, maybe keep it a little heavy sometimes, but only to help you find the light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste.